So it's a good evening from me.
And it's good evening from me.
How are we doing, guys? This is Tony from Tony's E-Cig Stuff with Pete from Vaping with Pete's Place. Welcome Andy 1974, Martin Lamberger, Stuart Nevin. Welcome, guys.
Welcome,
Nevin, Stuart Nevin even. Apologies for getting your names wrong. Yeah, I just thought I'd put a little bit of music there at the beginning there for the guys while they were waiting for the screen to drop. Hello there, Village Vapor.
Evening, Village.
I've got my trusty G-Glass, guys. Never mind the G-Class by SX Mini. G-Glass, that's where it's at. The Guinness glass, you know it makes sense. Hello,
So
Niji.
you're up again without Tia Maria, you know.
I keep forgetting. Do you know, honestly, God, I'm at that age, I'm 506, you see, so I don't remember things. I've got the memory span of a goldfish. What are we talking about?
We're not getting to the end of the show. Well, I think last week, guys, we put up a question, skunkers versus tanks and other mods, really. What was your general thoughts? And good evening, Ninja. Or Ninji. I thought I heard a glass on the go. Yeah. I'm just a pom. I'm straight on the tinnies.
G'day.
But he's... so just your opinions, really. If you get us started on what you think on squonking versus other vaping mods and tanks, and your opinions, really. My personal opinion on skunkers, I think it's brilliant. It doesn't take much to change over to it. It's a ready source to fill up something that you can have on most of the day because of TPD and the way it is. It's a bit of a pain in the ass filling out of 10ml bottles, but of course there are so many Nick shot juices out there in Great Britain now which save our life, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What's your views on squonking, Tom?
Squonking, absolutely amazing. I mean, once upon a time it was just for the elitists because, as you know, the early devices were very expensive, and it was for the elitists squonking. But now it's come mainstream. And just to touch on what you mentioned there, P, about the TPD and the 10ml bottles, I think that's been the catalyst in the popularity, the resurgence of the squonker. The fact that they're now affordable for the mainstream as well. But with TPD or TRPR, it's pushed it back into the forefront. And if you look everywhere now, everyone's squonking. Now, not to labour the point too much, but what you said about TPD and 10ml bottles, this is where the squonker wins hands down, because you fill up your 10ml squonk bottle and away you go. Happy days, so that's my stance on it. I think squonking is the future. The
future is now. But it says he's a greedy bastard. He does both. But those squonkers are single battery mod. They are indeed, Nidgy. Both. Surprised most people do both. I prefer to squonk, to be honest with you. I'm not actually squonking tonight. But it's a tank form of dripping, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's a good segue, that, because I was about to bring this fella in here. Now, Niji, as you know, that's the Drip 160, which is a dual battery squonker. And that's the downside of a lot of squonkers, is the single batteries, but that's a dual one. And it's quite affordable. It's by Kangatech, the Drip Box 160. And as Pete said, we all like dripping, so you're getting the squonk dripping on top, fed by the bottle at the bottom, so you're getting the experience of dripping without the conformity of a 2ml tank, because you got your squonk bottle there. I still love me tanks. I'm never going to give me tanks up, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're probably the most practical when you're out and about, in my opinion, and I love dripping, but this combines the two when you think about it, dripping and a tank,
because dripping, even the dripping, with dripping you can change your juice overs mid-strike. You can just put them in and change, because I like to change from one juice to the other to refresh the palate, like a good claret. I like to change, or a pint of Guinness, I like to change over to something else just to get the flavour back, don't we? So dripping gives us that thing, well, squonking gives us the tank, so I'm all for squonking, to be honest with you. But, yeah, twin batteries, mech mods.
Yeah. And with this bad boy, this Kangatech Drip Box 160, so the dual battery gives it extended life, which is what Niji was touching upon. Hello, Chris Empire Vape. How's it going, my friend?
Hey, mate.
Yeah, you get the dual battery, and as I say, you're free from the restriction of a 2 ml tank because you've got a 10 ml bottle. Now with this, you get a spare squonk bottle, which also has a cap on it. So what you can do, Pete, to get back to what you're saying, you can have your spare squonk bottle with its cap on, pre-filled with a different flavour juice, because like drip, and as soon as you swap it over, it'll automatically change. No need to worry about the coil and the cotton there, you know.
No. Absolute asset is a squonker. The problem with the Kang is it's a proprietary bottle. Well, yeah, true. But it's less changing with that bottle, that's the thing. With a dripper, you're constantly at it, you know.
Yeah, that is a good point, E-Cig, but they're quite resilient, these. I mean, you know, I know people who've had these bottles for over a year, and they've never broke. And to be honest with you, they're not too soft and they're not too hard, but that's subjective, I suppose, on what your preference is for a squonk bottle. Like, but for the price it is, I can't fault that. Yeah.
Evening, John. No, it's...
Hello, John.
But people seem to do most... Well, there used to be the days when you used to look at your grandfather with half a dozen pipes on the stand by his chair, didn't you? Yeah. And it's sort of come back to them days where he'd be smoking different tobaccos and stuff like that, and don't go there. But, Bonnie, how you doing?
Hey, Bonnie, how you sinner?
Hey, sinner.
There's another squonk up here, another belter. This is the Wraith. Now, that's got more of a akin to the popular squonk bottle that E-Cig likes. But the downside of this is, and it's only a subjective down, it's a single battery, but that is one cracker. That's by the Council of Vapor. Now, if that was a dual battery, that would be the king of squonkers, in my opinion, you know?
Yeah. Well, they're not expensive. When they first come out, they'd be, I suppose, 4 years ago now, when squonkers sort of took the first popularity. They were bloody priced, a hell of a price on them. But now it's gone to the new fad. I'm just wondering where vaping is going to go now, Tony. Have we done everything, or is there something we haven't done? We can only attack e-liquids now, can't we? You know.
I have an idea. Vapes in space. Possibly that might be the next thing. But I think what we were talking about last week, Pete. Hello, Conway Valley Vapors. Hello, Phil.
Conway Valley Vapors, good evening.
I think what we touched upon last week, P, we were talking about Nick salts. To me, that's the missing piece in the jigsaw of vaping versus ciggies. Don't shout at me for saying ciggies, because with Nick salts, you get an instantaneous hit to the neurons like you do with a ciggy. I'm sorry to say it again. Whereas before the arrival of Nick salts, you had to like sort of, not didn't have to, but you found yourself chain vaping a lot to get the same satisfaction maybe of having a go of a stinky, you know. So the Nick salts for me could be, and I'm not just saying could be, the missing part of the jigsaw that makes vaping win hands down. I mean, in my view, it wins hands down anyhow against ciggies. Like, it's always going to win. But to me, this might be the final part in the jigsaw that seals the deal, so to speak, you know. Hello, John.
Well, I think that cigarettes are the F word to vapors. Does anyone agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Jim, good evening. How are you doing? Over there in the good old US of A.
Hello, Jim.
Probably on your dinner break, mate, you know. I don't know.
Was it Jim last time he was having to keep his one of his warehouse guys in check? Was that Jim?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He didn't tell us where he's from. But it's good to see the states coming on board here. That's why we've run it a little later, to give you a fighting chance to come on.
Oi, Jay.
Entertain us. Jay, good evening, Jay. And get involved. Lee, UK Vapors. How are you?
He's made up Lee's quarters this week. Usually Lee misses us for whatever reason, and I'm made up that he's actually managed to make the connection. So well in, Lee. Good to have you aboard, my friend. Like,
not in the last moment.
Yeah, he prefers drip and 30 drips, which is the perfect amount for RDS. RDAs, do you mean? I think it's RDAs. I think it's a...
Well, they might have come up with something else. They're coming out with something. Good evening, UK Andy.
All right, Andy, lad, how's it going? I tell you what, Pete, if you ever get a chance, and I always say this, and you must be getting sick of me saying it, if you ever meet UK Andy, which you will do at the next Vape Expo, The man is an absolute star, and what a gent, by the way. He is a credit to the vape community, that fella, you know.
Oh, I tell you what, Andy, I bet you're reeling over now, mate. I bet you the pride is coming out of you, like Vapor.
And he's a ska boy as well. He loves his old ska music, you know, from the Trojan label, P.
Well, yeah, that's right. Well, Tony's going to sing for us tonight, guys, but who wants to hear Tony sing?
The old switched off then and legged it. I better not, like, you know what I mean?
That's funny, the view count's gone down. The guns.
Hello, there's 68 guns in the house. Hello, 68 guns there. And sub vapes as well.
And sub vapes. Good evening, good evening. Hey, says Vape Bunny.
Yeah.
And Master one for Vape Bunny. Master Mai, Vape Bunny, how you doing, yes, sir? Remember that one?
Deadly Sinner, I echo your sentiment entirely. He is a cracking fella, like. I echo that sentiment. He's a gentleman and a scholar to boot. He is a real tough guy. And do anything for anyone as well. That's not the reason I say he's a great guy. That's just one of the many things. He's a great fella. Anyhow, enough gushing, Andy. Send me the £20 note in the post, okay?
Are you getting paid here?
Off Andy, yeah. £20 every time I say he's a good guy. I'm only joking.
Super chat, mate, I tell you.
I'm only joking. He is a top guy. He really is. Once you meet him, he leaves a lasting impression on you, and it's a good impression. That's all I'll say. Enough gushing, Andy. You've had your fair shout now.
The other subject we touched on last week, guys, was allergies to both PG and VG. And I've done a little bit of research on this. I've already done, as you know, reviews on the subject, because I try not to do too many vape juice and mod reviews as much as look after the community, and Tony agrees the same. It's more about the community of vape, and our channels are geared around, certainly at the moment, because we can't beat Rip Tripper.
Someone would like to beat him with a big stick. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Some vapes. But so I did touch on them, and I went back to what I'd previously downloaded tonight, and I just want to share it with you, really, on vegetable glycerin, which is the main substance, and that's why I touched on: is there or could there possibly be a replacement for VG? Because that is the main ingredient, and if we are allergic or allergic, that's working, that strongbow.
That's good. I might change the strongbows to the Guinness.
Strongbow Guinness snake bit. If we're allergic to vegetable glycerin, we've got a bloody problem with our vapors, haven't we? And to keep it short and not bore you, because it's a long subject, yeah, we can be allergic to it, but the first thing is to be tested for palm oil or coconut oil, because if you're allergic to that, you will be allergic to vegetable glycerin. And that's all I'll say on that subject. Palm oil and coconut oil, and you can have them tested anywhere. You know, you can get any test your doctor will get you test on that. So if you're breaking out in rashes and symptoms of anything that is unusual, do that one first, because that could be the VG, which is a bit more, I nearly said topical than topical coconut oil. Tropical coconut. Sorry, it's a bit more of a to-do. The PG again has lots of allergies. It affects us in different ways, but the main one, the main shout out for that is it's in hospital operating theatre ventilation systems. Right? It's a moisture holder, isn't it? That's the best way to say it. It holds moisture to collect it and stops bacteria forming on the moisture. And there's a lot of allergies to that, but again, and there's no, that is a oil based, as in mineral oil based, if I'm right. So to get tested for that is a bit more difficult. Go on.
There's a good insight there by E-Cig. She said here in the USA, some of the vendors will state the source of the VG, so you can buy palm derived or soy derived. So that's great. I tell you what, that'll be something that a lot of e-liquid companies should follow suit. That's brilliant advice, that, E-Cig. And it's something we need to emulate here. In fact, it needs to be emulated worldwide, I would think that.
Yeah. Yeah, using other vegetable oils instead of them 2 oils.
Thanks for that, E-Cig. That's brilliant.
That's answered my question.
Yeah, yeah.
It's answered my bloody question because, you know, without vegetable glycerin, where we're going to go is vapors, you know. At the moment, that is.
I usually go round the corner.
Yeah. Bloody hell, we've got too much to review now.
So, listen, guys, while we've been having a little ramble there about the 2 past topics that were brought up in this show, if you'd like to, while we're out live now, if you guys want to get a new topic on the go, do us a favour, just put at the Vape Debate and the topic you want to move on to now live, or at the Vape Debate and a topic you want us to bring up next week maybe. But if you want to do it live now, that'd be brilliant. Change topic. You guys are in the driving seat, me and Peter are just the passengers, you know.
We're just the vessels of your opinions, so please keep them clean.
Yeah, so what need you put there? I think all shops should do that. It's really helpful. I have a friend who cannot have soy. DG, I'm totally in agreement with you. That's fantastic, and it's something that needs to be getting pushed out there to e-liquid manufacturers, you know, and their vendors. If they can state what you just said, Niji, that'll save a lot of heartache for a lot of people. Plus, they'll be doing themselves a favour because sales will escalate. You know, people will return because they know they've got the full information on that particular liquid. So any e-liquid vendors out there, if you are out there listening, or you see this on playback, that's something to bear in mind. What Niji's just put about the source of the VG. If you can state that clearly on your bottles, you might be doing yourself a big favour as well as your customer, you know.
Absolutely. And as I say, the worst push comes to shove, I've just had the test. I haven't had the results yet. But they took a sample of the hair and send it away. It's worth 45 quid, to be honest with you. And that tells you 120 things you're allergic to. And if it pops up, you know, palm oil, coconut oil, then I know I've got a bloody problem. I don't know whether Jay sent you a message over, Tony.
Has he? Okay, I'll have a quick look now if you want to keep holding the ship there, P.
Yes, mate. Big guns, I feel like an idiot. That must be a previous comment you come to. Shit, you can do. There's a rumour rattling around that new legislation is coming in. Zero Nick will have to be registered and tested. Well, it's good to share that, because that would change the whole front of things. I think they're probably looking at Nick shots now to, and where could that be based? Any opinions? Because my view is that the few cases of children drinking e-liquid and having to be taken to hospital have been registered. And could it be that? And I'm sure we could get around that. We could make childproof bottles. We could have done that in the first place. Well, they are to a degree, even the 10ml. You know, but emoji buttons here. I realise there's emoji buttons here. All right.
Yeah, I'm just replying to Jay in chat there. He said the volume seems to be a little bit loud from the pair of us, so I've just tried to decrease it a bit. Chat, can you just give us a quick sort of feedback? Is the volume okay for everyone in chat off me and Peter, or is it clipping a bit too loud? If you can just give us a bit of a straw poll, chat. How's that volume sound in general? Is it okay?
You are in control, Tony.
Yeah, so I say if the chat can just give me a bit of feedback, not feedback, ooh, but as in feedback. How does that sound? If we're too loud, guys, let us know. If we're okay, let us know. That'd be great, yeah. UK Andy says okay. Okay. Okay, I'll just turn Pete down just a little touch. Apparently you're a little bit
testing.
A little bit fuzzy. Just give us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, P.
1, 2, 3, 4. Can't count to 5, Johnny. You know that, mate.
All right, you can go to 3 then. That's on your flag, 3 legs, isn't it? Like, so, guys, I think that should be it now. The volume's fine with Andy 1974, the UK.
I'm gonna say, Jay, you need to turn your volume down.
No, well in, Jay. Appreciate that, mate. Nice one, because we're unaware. We can hear what we can hear to each other, but what's going out there sometimes goes a little bit astray. But Jay, thanks very much. There was a lot of things that rounded A there. Jay, stray away.
Well, Subvape says I'm clipping, actually, so
yeah.
I get it. So,
okay, I'll just take them down just a touch more then.
the trouble is, guys, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know until we're live with this. We can set it up as much as we want,
Yeah.
but we don't actually know until it gets out and comes back on YouTube what we're doing.
Okay,
We're
so
not
what we'll do then, P, at the same time, we'll go A to D. So just speaking in normal voice and just do the alphabet A to D at the same time. I'll count us in 1, 2, 3. A,
B,
C,
what comes after C,
D,
F,
E,
H,
and together, let's give K together. K, 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 K. I think that should be okay now. Okay, K, K.
Spin Gun 78 says, I hear you guys over here across the pond. Okay, I think you mean you hear us, Big Guns, but do you hear where we are? Me and Tony are in different countries.
Yeah, but, although people tend to think you're sitting next to me at the moment, P. No. You're booming in. Well, I think I've sorted that now. I think we're all right. Volumes are good for me, said the Village Vapor. Pete's okay, his voice is lower. It's when he raises it. Haha.
I've got a camera in where the mic goes, but I haven't sorted out the cameras yet. The sound system properly yet, guys, because I'm trying analog. Jay did mention plug in. I haven't got the 1/4 to 1/8 jack yet. It's in the post, so I'll do that, Jay, and try that out. And see where we go. I'm afraid I hate Windows 10 and want to go back to Mac.
Oh, don't talk to me about apples. I'm not talking about the ones on the trees neither. That's a whole new topic which is nothing to do with vaping. It would take a month of Sundays and we'd probably never ever agree to disagree anyway, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, so as I say, we've sorted out the sound now. So just to recap, if you want to start a new topic as in this live show now, put at the Vape Debate so we can identify it as a topic and what topic you want to move into now. So if you want to throw that in chat now, at the Vape Debate and the topic that you want, we'll continue with your topic. Like, and by the way, chat, thanks for that, helping us out with the sound. Totally appreciate that. Yeah,
absolutely. We've got apples and faces at the moment. Jay's Vape Reviews, Apple products will, amen. Hey, Jay's Vape Reviews.
Oh, Jay, you and your apples, hey.
I'm not an Apple man. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm not an Apple man. I've got Apple to do, but I'm not an Apple man. Maybe I'll love it after that. But I must confess, since I can't say this again probably, that when I cut down the nicotine, I appreciate the flavour more. I don't know if anybody else has found that out. You know, high nicotine tend to make you not want the flavours. I don't know what happens, to be honest with you. But now I love changing over mid-stride, midday, halfway through the day, whatever, and drip something else in, and away we go. You know.
Oh yeah, at the Vape Debate, Jay, by the way, Jay's Vape Reviews. At the Vape Debate, when was the last time you guys ate a topic? Ah, clever. That was clever, P. That was clever. When was the last time you ate a topic? I said, give us a topic.
Yeah. Well, I was just trying to answer because I was thinking about when was the last time. Are they still on the market? What were these two?
Well, yeah, there's one for you. What has a hazelnut in every bite?
Squirrel shit.
Yeah. Hey, everyone a winner.
Funny you had a topic about an hour ago. Hey.
Yeah, don't be giving us your Mars bars. Other Chocky bars are available.
Yeah. Well, what was a Twix called before? What was a Twix called before it was a Twix? That's another one, isn't it? Hey, tell you. Taking me back to my youth now, guys. I'll fall asleep in this rocking chair in a minute.
Oh, I love the drifter bars as well. They were nice as well. Yeah. Hang on, this has got nothing to do with vaping, has it? Like, nothing whatsoever.
Maybe that's one for the will I vape it, you know.
Oh, why? Possibly, yeah. There's the thing, guys. If you haven't caught Pete's show on a Sunday, Will I Vape It? Check it out. It's hilarious. It really is good fun. But
talking about topics is nuts, isn't it?
Hey, he's here all week, folks. But if you do watch his show, as Pete will always strenuously say, don't try what he does. He's a professionally trained idiot. So you can't do that yourselves, like, seriously. Don't. He does it for entertainment value.
A lot of time to get this way.
Yeah, he does it for entertainment value. So please do not copy what he's doing. But please go and watch it. It's a great source of fun. Like, you know, it really is good. Like, What was I going to say then? Oh yeah, also on the subject of Pete, anyone in chat, it's unlikely, like, but if you haven't subscribed to Pete's Place, please subscribe now, because this Vape Debate it's a collab. What that means is it's broadcast on my channel one week and then alternates onto Pete's channel the following week, and it continues flip-flopping about. So if you haven't subscribed to Pete, please subscribe now, because if you don't, you won't get the notification next time it goes live, which will be on Pete's channel next time, yeah?
Thanks for that, Joe.
No
you
problem.
know, I just said Twix. I didn't really know, but I was just testing to see had they changed their names, but I've got a lot of other answers for other stuff that changed since we become common market, you know. Jimbo, I should vape cat pet. Well, that takes me back. That takes me back to a review I did on some news, and I hadn't tasted it before, which I think is a fair review. I don't taste them before I review them, and then quite simply, if they're disgusting, I just won't show the video. But I hadn't tasted these before I was reviewing, and I can't remember what they were, and I won't mention it. They were all excellent juices, all well worth purchase. And that's what you're reviewing for. Not that I like it or you like it or anybody else dislikes it. And this one come up, and it just smelled like cat piss.
Dear, oh dear. That's not a good. That's not a good strap line to advertise it, is it? Smells like cat piss. You know?
No, I was saying to the reviews, but it was a good juice when you vaped it. And the vapor didn't smell like cat piss. It just smelled out the bottle. You went, cat piss. No, I'm not doing a Ruby Roo on them, you know.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be purchasing any of that, Pay, for sure. Before we continue, I just want to bring this to everyone's attention. Have you seen this? I don't like it.
Guinness draft.
I do like Guinness, but this is like a limited edition can.
Yeah.
And I'm not
There's
sure.
a nodule in the bottom of them, wasn't there?
Yeah, it's still got that in there, but it's a limited edition can. And I don't know about you guys, but it just doesn't look right to me. Still tastes fantastic, don't get me wrong, but, you know, what does chat think about that can, the limited edition? I'm just going to pour one out, P, if you want to keep holding the fort there.
Lindsay said honey flavours do that. Yeah, it might have been where they were heading with it, to be honest with you. I haven't had a, yeah, got to have honey in it, yeah, Village Vape. I noticed quite a few honey vapes stink a cat, but there you go. It's bloody honey. I can't honestly remember, it's a while ago now, what it was, but now we bloody know. Isn't it powerful having a community? But I think that Guinness, is that, just going back to that Guinness toe,
yeah.
Is that got the little fizzy thing in the bottom that when you pull the thing it fizzes?
Yeah, it has. The widget. They call
you know what I think they should do with that?
Go ahead.
This is one that will make someone a lot of money, right? If you're listening, guys. You'll have to concentrate. They should put a Tia Maria in a widget.
Yeah, that's it. The widget, you can hear it, listen.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I do remember them. Yeah.
But John Nash agrees with me, by the way, about the can. I'm not overly excited over that can.
No.
I'm overly excited what's in the can, but the can, you know.
There's a bloody lobster on it, you know.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I'm just wondering, like, does that mean that lobsters drink Guinness?
No, you expect to open it and smell of fish.
Oh, it's got me nose, it's got me nose. And bloody lobsters get it every time. Yeah, 68 guns, beer is correct, yeah. Guinness, you can't beat it, honestly. The G-Glass rocks. Forget the SX Mini G-Class. The G-Glass is what you want, you know. Correct, Niji. The can does look weird, and what matters is what's inside it, and it's the most gorgeous nectar of the gods, which is Guinness. Loving it.
Mate Buddy says, my dog loves Guinness.
I just adore the stuff, I really do.
I'll drink anything, mate.
Cheers,
guys.
Cheers,
always
guys,
like,
indeed.
It's always like standing around the bar when it's meeting with you fellas, it is. Lots of flavoured Guinness.
It is, it's a giggle, like, you know, me. Absolutely giggle. So, it seems we had at the Vape Debate question from Jay, the old wily fox with his cunning little funny one.
Mr. Fix-It.
So I've been told. Yeah, sorry, Jay.
That's gone viral.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to throw that at Vape Debate and a topic we'll move on to swiftly, because I'll happily talk about Guinness all night.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, you won't. You'll drink it. But,
As well, yeah.
The widget made in the can is how to recycle. The plastic clumps up clubs the can shredder. Well, that's the point. That it's not user friendly. It's not recyclable, then, is it? Guinness. You know, you've mixed two products together because cans are hard. I was into recycling. I used to have a recycling business, and that's a bloody good point, really. We're never regulating. We're doing all this recycling, but there's no real control on it.
Would the widget not be soft enough to be crushed in the process? No.
It would clog up the shredder to a degree. Plastics wouldn't work in a can shredder. Yeah, you're right about that. Especially if you got too many of them, anyway. But the other thing is, you're mixing a pure recyclable aluminium can, aluminum can, and you're sticking plastic in the middle of it. So.
Aha, Pig. That's it. Sub Vapes was. You mentioned this last times, and he's just come up with it again. At Vape Debate, car vaping, drink vape combos. That was what it was. Remember, he said to us last time about what e-liquids are complemented by vapes and vice versa. Now, what I found is this. In fact, where is it? Let me just double check and get this right, and I'll have an answer for you. Sub Vapes, just bear with me. I think I know this, but I'm just going to double check with you. Yeah, that goes. Right. What it is, Sub Vapes. Hello, Basil, lad. How are you? Right, Sub Vapes, here's your first answer tonight. Guinness, the G glass, right? Now, in that, I've got, Pete, you can try this out because you've got some of this juice. That's the Rochford project, right? And it's slightly twisted, yeah? Yeah. So see what you think of that with alcohol. That with the Guinness goes great. Now, Pete's going to do a double one. He's going to also test it for you, Sub Vapes, and see if we can get a live answer to your question. So we've both got slightly twisted by the Rochford project. Now, I'll just do mine again with the Guinness, and I'll tell you if it complemented, if it worked together. So, and then Pete will do his after I've done mine. So,
I'm on the raspberry milk with cider.
So that's slightly twisted by the Rochford project with Guinness. They're good bedfellows, and I'll tell you for why. As you know, Guinness has a bit of a to it, you know, tang to it, whatever, sharpness to it. Slightly twisted, as you know, Pete, has a sharpness to it as well. Yeah. So them two, so Sub Vapes, there's your first answer. Guinness and slightly twisted by the Rochford project are very good bedfellows. They do go together. How about you, P?
Well, the raspberry milk is
lovely, by the way.
Creamy smell, which is not citrus, designed to be a citrus way. So where the Guinness is, because it's cider, is more a citrus drink. So that's going to be interesting. So we'll give it in.
Give us your live review on that, P, if it complements it or not.
Not as much.
No.
To be honest. No. I'd say it's fine, but I'm thinking Guinness now. You got me Guinness thinking. With it being a stout, what cider tends to do is cleanse the palate more. So I bet that if I do that again, I'll have the same flavour because we forget, don't we?
Go on then. I like this. This could be a good part of the show. Getting drunk and vaping.
Definitely does. That hit was the same as the last one. Now, if I kept hitting that for 10 times, the flavour would become of the e-liquid would become less and less. So I'm going to do it. Eh? What do you reckon?
So,
well,
do you think that complements the drink then, or it doesn't make any difference at all?
I think it complements it in the sense that it cleanses the palate.
So they're good bedfellows, is what you're saying. Okay, what I'm going to do, so Vapes, you started something. Stuart and Evan, bakery with coffee, yeah, that always goes, without a doubt. Guinness goes well with any high and citrus vape. Nice one, Jay. So let's try this one. What I've got in here... Yeah,
Jim says laugh out loud.
What I've got in here is, it's like a banoffee. Yeah, so this is banoffee pie. And we're going to go with the Guinness again, see if these two go together well. So this is banoffee pie. Actually, it's not banoffee pie. It is. It's Portuguese tart. Sorry, Portuguese tart by these fellas here.
That's not a very appropriate name, is it?
Yeah, Portuguese tart. It's a bit like a custard tart, only it's Portuguese tart. So we'll see if that goes with the Guinness. So let's have a little swig. Let's have a vape of this first. That is lovely, by the way, Pete. Portuguese tart. Let's see if that goes with Guinness.
And where did go on? Sorry. And where did Portuguese tart come from?
Oh, that really works.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The creaminess of that just went tenfold after having the Guinness. Let's just try that again.
It's a very good topic, actually. It's very interesting because we all get drunk.
Oh, guys, that's a revelation. Sub Vapes, you've started something here. This is a cracking idea. Now, this is by, I think it's called Tarut, I think is the brand, I think.
And where did it originate? Is it British?
No, I don't think it is. Let's have a look at the bottle. It's from Yummy Vapor. Can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't buy that. Basically, someone who knows me, who vapes, said, so that'll be riding your flavour profile. So they give me that. Now, that Portuguese tart is lovely anyhow, but when it's with the Guinness, the creamy sensation is tenfold. It really comes out more so. So, Sub Vapes, that Portuguese tart goes excellent with the Guinness. I'm going to have another crack at it.
Jay said, any excuse for a couple of Liverpool lads to get a prize, I think it is. Yeah, I don't need that. I'm thinking it.
Oh yeah, that's good. It makes the Guinness great, and it makes that great. Sub Vapes, perfect bedfellows, perfect. Match of the night for me, that.
I never thought of this topic actually. I know Ruby Roo and Grim Green did this as a regular, didn't they? And it's not a bad thing to, because I've got a strawberry mint on me plus home. I always keep the plus home, guys. I think you know that now. And I'm going to try that with the cider because that's the only drink. If I'd known this, I'd have stacked that up with like a bar, you know. But let's try that one. Now that's a hard hitter. That strawberry. Yeah, it stays in the mouth. It's how we're judging it, really. I'm going to have to go back and do that Rochford project because we're looking, I guess, that the vape flavour stays in the mouth with the drink. Is that what we're judging it on? What do you think, guys?
That's a funny one what Jim Bowers just put in. He said, when you stagger back from the show, tell the wives it was all for very important research. Humanity needs to know certain things. Jim, I absolutely love that. And that's an excuse I'm going to use for everything. I love
You're going to tell them we're on research tonight, love. You know.
Oh dear. No, so what was your conclusion to that one then, Pete? That was what with what again?
That compliments in that sense. I'm just going to try the because it's how you view compliment, isn't it?
Yeah.
The raspberry milk. I'm going to try again because I'm now thinking it's how you review. So when you flavour wine, when you assess wine or even tea, but wine especially because I'd rather drink wine than tea. You're looking for legginess, you're looking for nose, and you're looking for four regions on the tongue, which is bitterness, sweetness, sourness, and acidity. Don't you? So when we're judging two substances in its compatibility, I suppose the best. Forgive me for being scientific here. The best way I'm thinking is that will the e-liquid last in the mouth with the beverage? Is that a fair adjustment?
Well, what you can do, P, as you inhale, before you exhale, take a swig of the actual drink.
Let's give it a go.
Give that a blast, see how that goes, yeah?
that compliments. But I must confess, doing it that way is fucking difficult.
Let me try then. So I'll go back to the Portuguese tart with the Guinness. So I'll do exactly. Insert joke here. Portuguese tart and Guinness and Scouser. It's got to be a joke there somewhere. But let me try that.
Portugal, by the way.
Hello, David, lads. Right, let's try what you've just done. So I'll inhale, keep it there, and swig, and see how it works that way. So. Oh. Yeah, sorry for licking my lips. It sort of amplifies both doing it that way. I mean, doing it the original way was quite good, but that amplifies the experience because there's both in your gob at the same time, you know?
It's funny, yeah. Yeah, that's a better way, in my opinion. I don't know anybody else thinks. If there's anybody sitting there with a drink in front of them that could give us an opinion on. I think we should mess about with this a bit.
Yeah, I think this has got legs, hasn't it, P? It's
got legs because we're tending, most of us, or a lot of us being ex-smokers, would get up and I would get up in the morning and have a coffee and a cigarette. I don't know, that was my first thing.
Tea and a ciggy for me.
Yeah, so we complemented things, and when we're in food, and Danny would tell us better than anyone, MBK Vapers, because he's a chef, we would complement foods one with another. So why don't we do it with vaping and drinks and other things? More drinks than food, of course, but that was a good experiment. My only downside is
see you in a minute, Andy. Andy will be back in a minute. See you in a minute, and that's a great one. Sub vapes, you have just given us a great idea, which is very pleasurable, I might add. Yeah, this is great. I'm thinking maybe next show, P, I might actually have a few more beverages, different sorts. I might have a wine, not a wine as in, I mean a red wine, and I might have like sort of a cup of tea and a Guinness and a JD and honey. Do 4, and what we could do, you could do the same thing, P, if you have 4 as well. Have 4 juices to match your 4 beverages, and then do the variables. So juice 1 with drink 1, juice 1 with drink 2, juice 1 with drink 3, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah, but Stuart's come up with another one there, custards with tea. I mean, we all have custards with tea, don't we? We don't think why we do this, do we?
If you think custard cream biscuits with a cup of tea was lovely, wasn't it?
No, Jay, it was, yeah, absolutely.
Take care, Jay. Thanks for helping us out before with the sound. Appreciate that, lads.
Cheers, fella. You don't think about it, so there's a good section in this, because this is about us doing silly things. Talking about silly things, give us a thumbs up if you want to see Tony dressed up like Rip Tripper next week.
It's the Swizzle Bizzle!
If you haven't liked this video, guys, I'm just going to do it myself now because I can.
Yeah, smash them likes, guys. Smash them likes if you don't mind, yeah. Yeah, right, I might do the Rip Trippers thing, P. I might just...
Well, let's see.
I might come up with a pseudonym. I might come up with his English counterpart, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. There you go. There's one thumbs up, mate. Hey.
Cheers, Neji.
That's a thumbs up for the Rip Tripper impersonation.
1974 tit rippers.
Tit rippers, mate.
I like that, yeah. Oh, schmizzle the bizzle the pizzle. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do Tony is still a black. Why, Tetley? Hello, Tetley, lad.
Even Tetley.
In fact, I think what I might do, I might introduce a vape dab, I think.
Yeah, it is cold. It is here, Conway Valley Vapers. It is very cold here, Matt. I can tell Gage Vapes.
Pisted with 360. Oh, chat, you're playing your part. Brilliant. I'm loving this, like.
Tony is tit lickers, yeah.
I think that could get me into a lot of trouble there.
Yeah, what are you going to tell the missus when that starts coming through the bedroom wall?
Yeah. So, who was it who come up with the great excuse before? Who was it? We need another excuse for that one.
Portuguese tar. I can't get over that. We call the video that. You know, what's the difference between a Portuguese fishwife and a walrus?
Go on.
One has a long moustache and stinks of fish, and the other one's a walrus.
Apologies to anyone in Portugal, by the way.
That's why I asked. There's nobody on for Portugal.
Oh dear. Hello, where's Jody O? Pete, remember the other week when you were trying to do the O's and I said there's a fella I know who does O's fantastic, Trickster Joe.
All right.
Now, that's the guy there. I nicknamed him Jody O because he is as good as these V-gods. He's absolutely tremendous. He's a good pal of Chris from Empire Vape Co. And he's an all-round good egg. He's a nice fella, but you want to see that guy do tricks. Guys, if you're in Liverpool, I'm just going to do a plug here. I can't help myself. Get down to Empire Vape Co. Chris's shop in Wavertree. He needs your support right now. And also, go and see Trickster Joe, Jody O. But Chris, if you're watching, mate, my heart's with you, and I hope everything works out fine. Guys, get down to Empire Vape Co. in Wavertree, Liverpool. Support that shop. Show them the love, guys. Show them the love. That's all I'm saying to you, yeah? Sorry about that, Peg. Just something I had to say.
Right there on the comments, Joe, we don't mind advertising here. We don't mind people. It is a community for both suppliers and reviewers and vapers. So we don't really mind who does what on this, as long as it's clean. Yeah. And non-offensive.
Yeah, he's a cracking lad, Chris Empire Vape Co. Chris Bell. So he's having a little bit of like sort of it's not going as smooth as it should be going. So get down to the shop, guys, buy loads of stuff, show him loads of love, share the love with Chris. He's a cracking fella. It's Empire Vape Co. Wavertree, Liverpool. Okay, guys. Sorry about that, Peg.
No, I mean, supporting vape shops is what it's all about. You know, we don't want any of them to go out the door and lose business. It's really, if reviewers can do anything for vape shops and retail outlets, then we're the advertising platform. That's what we're here for, guys.
Yeah.
We won't be offended. And I'll say, if there's anybody wants a shout out, send us. You present your products. We'll do them for nothing. Certainly this phase, we ain't rip trick. We ain't going to charge you £20,000. But we'll review them for the community that's here and on both mine and Tony's channel and our individual videos. Feel free to contact us by email, both of us.
Just getting back to your joke about the Portuguese, see what Jay's put. Not much. They both smell about the same. Jay, just a little heads up, mate. Don't go to Portugal on holiday this year. That's what I'm saying.
I can only say about that. I can only say Portugal, but it stands for a little village down here. There's a fish village, you know.
Oh, you won't be able to go over your front door tomorrow. They'll be up on the hills with the torches. Get that piece.
The bastard. Trouble is, I love Portugal. I won't be able to go back again. Yeah. That's the bastard, you know.
Vape jokester, kill him. Off to feed the dogs in a bit. Okay, Sub Vapes, and listen, you've started a great idea which will be continuing throughout the shows. That was a cracking one, that Sub Vapes. Don't you agree, Pete? The idea of like what drinks complement what e-liquids. That's been a belter of an idea, and it's got legs, that Sub Vapes. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. And we credit you with that idea, for sure.
Anybody got any ideas for next week's show? That's one that's going to stay in. Because I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I do like that.
So, has anybody got any ideas, something they'd like us to do, really, on the benefit of the community for next week? Any suggestions?
Yeah, sure, you're going with this piece. So, if you want to suggest a segment that you'd like us to introduce, maybe, as well as the topics, which topics, obviously, we'll always discuss the topics you want. But if you've got suggestions, as Pete said, for the segment of part of the show, something which you'd like to see, like Sub Vapes inadvertently brought that to our attention. I'm not saying inadvertently, it's now going to, I think, Pete, this is going to be a bit of a fixture on the show now, isn't it?
It's going to be a regular.
Yeah, and Sub Vapes, thank you again. So yeah, if you've got an idea, guys, like Pete just said, if you want a segment that you want to be brought into the show, put your suggestions now at the Vape Debate and your suggestion. Like, Pete, just give me 2 minutes. I'm just going to go grey screen. I'll be back in a moment. So can you hold the fort for me, please?
He's going piggy. He's going piggy, guys. Gone grey screen. But yeah, as Tony said, no problem here. We won't get offended as long as it's not offensive to anybody else. And keep it clean. But, you know, put your links, vape shops. We really don't mind. It's not a problem to get people going and get the reality of vaping going within the UK. I know it's going strong, but we're always coming to a point where we'll meet another hurdle, something will trip us up, and we can't lose vaping, in my opinion. And I think it's everybody's opinion out there to keep the whole thing bloody going and vibrant. Because if suppliers, old man bladder, Stuart, I know how you feel, mate. But it's all about supply and demand, you know. The market's settling down now where prices are right, but we don't want retailers to have to price up to get their bottom line right, you know. We want to keep it right, so support your local shops especially, because being a businessman in the past, I'm not now, I just help companies out, but they've got to make a profit. And you say, you've got to make a profit. You have got to make a profit. It's not a rude word, you have to make a profit. You have to have a bottom line and a bit more beside to reinvest into your company and build it up. So do support them. Don't miss them. Get in there, have a chat, tell other people to go there. The biggest thing you can do for any business or vape shop in this instance is shout it out. Is tell your buddies. You know, share it on your Facebook, share it wherever. Snap it on your phone. Get it out there. This new shop's opening in town. And get your buddies down there. The rest down to the retailer, you know, or the vape shop itself. So that's good, Jim. I think so long there is money there, vaping will survive. Yeah, plenty of other prices have lasted a very long time, but they do go underground.
What's that? The Wombles?
I do agree that they do underground, but you know, and I've seen businesses struggle for lack of customers through the door, and this is, I'll say to them, you know, do this because social media is the best way by 65% of getting your business up and running, and that's where reviewers are now reviewing products for businesses, because it is the best way of getting the shout out there, even within your own region, even geo to your own region. So feel free, guys, join in. So Toysey's back, old man bladder syndrome.
Yeah, Stuart, you're partially right, but look at that. That was going down because of all that sort of pain of e-liquids. So I've had to get another one of these. I'm not liking them cans at all. I'm not. But I had to get another one. So you're partly right there, Stuart. Partly right.
I'm just going to give you an impression of Tony and the wife now. He'll be going. Just research, love. Just research.
I couldn't help it after the research.
Did you hear about Andy Cap went to the doctors? Right? And the doctor said, Mr. Cap, the best thing you can do is give up smoking and sex. And Andy Cap went, what's the second best thing?
Oh, I like it, I like it. What's Kieran put there, Kieran Beckett? Hashtag the vape debate. To prove a point that taste is subjective, you should both get a juice. That's not easy to tell what it is. If you know, what's that? If you tell what it is, if you know not a lemon pie or something simple, the black bottles. Right, I see where you're going with that. I think what Kieran's suggesting is if we were both to hand each other a bottle that was black, that you couldn't see what was in it, and for you to try and pick out what flavour it was and what flavour I thought it was, which is not a bad idea, Kieran, but unfortunately, even though we've got the same accent, Peter is in the Isle of Man.
Yeah. I was born here, guys. My father was a Scouser. Yeah. You know what Scousers are like. They'll give you.
I'll put my hands across there to Pete, but I don't think I can quite reach him. You know.
I can't see you on the screen. I don't know what I'm doing that.
Yeah. No, can't reach. Oh, get. Yeah, Conway Valley Vapor. Watch and all will be revealed. Yeah, I think you know the answer already, Conway Valley Vapor. There's a clue. Just asked me a question there. Like, let's see, UK Andy, don't forget to give the show a thumbs up. Oh, nice one, Andy. Yeah, so if you don't mind, guys, that would be brilliant. Like, thanks for that, Andy. Nice one, mate.
Like, shares, and subscribes is what gets things moving on YouTube. Get any reviewer moving on YouTube. and he'll review products, which gets any business in the vaping community moving.
Here's one. Sorry, Pig, on.
Go on, that's how it works. Son. Over to you, man.
Here's one. Right, now we've just done a quick testing for you, a live testing, which is something we're going to start doing. That's a great idea by Sub Vapes. I can't stress that enough. What we'll do, we'll throw this back to you guys now. Me and Peace will have a little vape. What I want from you guys in chat now is to give us your top 2 drink and e-liquid bedfellows. So you guys in chat, give us your top 2, or just one or 2, that you found e-liquid flavour goes with said drink. So we'll throw that back at chat, P, and see what they come up with. And if they do come up with some good, interesting ones, I might even try them myself and get back to them the following week. What do you reckon, P?
I've got the pen ready. You know what's going to happen now?
Yeah.
I'll be stood at the bar and saying, "Barman, can I have a pint of Guinness, pint of lager, pint of bitter, Tia Maria, glass of red wine," and then we go, "What the?"
And you get them all lined up and you go, "You can't vape in here, lad."
Oh no! Drinks on the house. I'm coming. You know.
Live reviews would be good. Yeah, I'd write that down, P. Andy's just put in live reviews would be good on the vape debate. That's a good one, that, Andy. Yeah. What we could possibly both do is, purchase e-liquids and review them at the same time. Maybe not the same. The same would be good, but if you save an e-liquid, we can do a live review. Now, you've got a wish list, haven't you? And I've got a wish list. Now, the way this could actually work, if people go to your wish list or my wish list and buy us the same e-liquid, then we can do a live review of something that we haven't picked and we don't know how it's going to taste. What do you think of that, chat? That would be a total neutral way of us doing it if you guys got involved. It's up to you guys. You don't have to, but that would be totally neutral. And me and P would get them, and we wouldn't know what to expect, would we, P? And we wouldn't have picked them neither.
No, we ain't. There's been no. That's probably the most sensible idea because there's no intercompany action. You personally want to know what. I mean, it is up to us to put it on our wish list, I suppose, but there's no interactions that anybody's got to buy it. We just receive it, and that's an Amazon wish list, by the way, guys. To which I've got to turn my public because it's private at the moment, apparently. But that's a fair. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts on that.
And chat have responded quite well to what we just asked about their bedfellow e-liquids with drinks. Now, UK Andy is any custard with Jaeger chai. He said that works, and I know that does work myself. Kieran Becker, Guinness and Tobacco Crunch by Chef's Flavours. That sounds interesting.
Right, that sounds good, yeah.
Conway Valley Vapors, JD and Coke and Vodka, Red Bull. So, are you just saying a drink there, Conway, or is it a Red Bull flavoured e-liquid? I'm not too sure.
And just to answer your question on the laws in the Isle of Man, they always develop best practices, but it's legal. It's not illegal to vape anywhere. We've just got the stigma of smokers still hanging around where people are sort of like this. But it's obviously, as you know, illegal to smoke in bars or anything that's got 4 sides and cars and things like that. It's illegal. But not like the UK, just to answer your question, we're very similar. We usually adopt most of the law from the UK as best practice, so we're pretty well standard there. Our gun laws are totally different. We're more like the USA.
So if you're an American, you be made up, move to the Isle of Man, you can still keep your guns and you can still vape.
You can vape out of them. We'll do that next week. We'll bring a heckler and kosh.
Yeah.
And vape through the barrel like they used to do in Vietnam. All right.
So for all our people who are watching in America, P, who are under the kosh because they can't vape and they love guns, you've just given the solution.
There you go.
Go live with peace in the Isle of Man.
Lovely guns. Yeah, bottle size is the same as Common Valley Vapors. It's TPD is still used as best practice. Although I don't know if it's law. You know, I don't know if TPD, I'll try and find out for you, I don't know if TPD actually applies to the Isle of Man.
Andy 1974 has given us a good bedfellow. He said Boston cream donut with coffee. So it's Boston cream donut e-liquid with a glass of coffee. That does sound nice. That does sound very nice, that, like, yeah.
That sounds, it would go well together, you know. And again, tested in the mouth to see the complements to flavour together. But although it's a bit difficult to do, and you might end up lying on the floor with it covered in Guinness down here, and smoke coming out of your mouth, and the wife walking in wondering what's going on, you know. But
it's all the name of research, love.
cost of living. It's very. Currency is what I'm into at the moment. The currency, the exchange rate is quite favourable, but it doesn't affect its relevance in your own country. Where I live, cost of living is quite expensive, and house prices are very expensive. It's not the same where Tony lives, although the cost of living's getting equal, that's for sure. But it's a bit dearer here, and you know, food prices and everything else is going up. Our tax where I live is totally different than where Tony lives. He's on a different. I'm on what they call an offshore island, which is not a tax haven or tax evasive. It just has different laws around their own taxes and survival. So the taxes are the main things. The cost of living, because of that reason, because a lot of people come here to get the right taxes for their money, then house prices go up. So it's a bit, we're compatible with London. There's a difference between London and a lot of cities in the UK. We're really near enough where London is on its price, cost of living. So, and from what I remember of America, it's been a while. Your cost of living was much lower than ours, so it's all relevant, really, isn't it?
Well, P, unfortunately, as you would say, we come up to the witching hour.
It's witching hour.
Yeah, which means, guys, in chat, that we're going to have to love yous and leave yous, unfortunately. But what I will say to you is, and I'll just reiterate the point, most of you guys are, but if you're not, if you would please subscribe to Pete's Place so that you get a notification of the next live debate, which will be next Saturday at 8:30, and it'll be on Pete's channel. So if you haven't already subscribed to Pete, if you can go subscribe to him, that would be fantastic, guys. Yeah?
Yes, please.
So also, guys, as I say, we'll bring back that sub-vape suggestion as a regular thing, I think, Pete. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think it's good for everyone.
We will try and do the drinks and which complement drinks with which e-liquids. And that was a quick hour. Andy 1974, it was a quick hour, P, wasn't it? It flew in that, like. But, yeah, guys, thanks if you've already subbed to both. That's brilliant. And can I just say, P, before we go, chat, as usual, you're being fantastic. Loving the interaction, like, and I hope to see you all here next week.
And it's lovely sitting here doing nothing but talk.
Next week, Pete will be holding the reins, of course. Like, so all that leaves me to say is it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.